ferry, Regatta, 46 boats entered. We're in South San Diego Bay. Flat water. And the wind should be kind of west. Down here in North Bay, it'd probably be a little northwest, but probably be west down here. Towards maybe 10 knots, 9 knots. Not much happening. We have a little bit of onshore flow and a big low pressure to the north, so I haven't seen any sign of that yet, but Sunday will be a different day. Colder, windier, rainier. Day one, light, calm, nice. Here's my current stick, and there's the buoy. It moved that far in about a minute and a half. So not much current at all. But it is going out towards the bridge, so that's going to, it's going to make it easier to make the pin end. It's going to make the windward mark ley line is going to get narrower. So you can go on a shy ley line and maybe make the mark up there, because the current's going to be going from our left to right, ebbing out towards the bridge. And then downwind is going to make the starboard likely very long, because you're going to be crabbing from our left to right on the downwind leg too. So there we go, and it's only going to get stronger. We're not near the channel. The current out there today is going to be 0.3, 0.4 knots out where the channel buoy is way out there, so we're not even near there. So we're only in about 0.2, so not a big deal. Won't be much. Cool, beautiful day, getting ready for race one. 1 minute to go for race one. Very common in the Perry series to have general recalls, and immediately going with an I flag for the next start. They are doing a trapezoid course. The current is going away from me. I'm being carried up to the bridge right now, so making the pin end should be quite easy right now. And we're probably 30 seconds away now. Mostly gonna just film the starts. And mostly at this first one's is trying to see if there's line sag. Very rarely, yep, this is gonna be a general recall. You can already see there's multiple boats over, and that's very common. What you do after a general recall is often go ahead and speed test a little bit. They're gonna have to reset the line or do something, so. Beautiful fleet, huh? Yeah, so looks like that end's favored. I don't think, this is interesting. The wind has lightened up right where I am. See how it's glassy right here? And lightened up where I am, and it's gone right just a little bit. So I think there's a lot of people pretty happy right now that that wasn't a start. We have a lot of goals for today. One of them is to, you already accomplished one of them, which was to be organized. We didn't have to re-rig anybody's boats. We were on time. Everybody was on time. Everybody did their pre-race routine. Rabbit starts or lineups, and checking the starting line, reaching up and down the line, going close hauled off the line from the middle a few times to try to get your angle on the shore down there. These guys are all headed for the palm trees here, and that's been the same way the whole time. Okay, super fun stuff. Race one. We had a lot more goals than that. One of our big goals in this fleet, because the courses are so long, is if you get a good start, you sail VMG angle, your very best. If you get a bad start, you do the exact same thing. You sail the very best angle as if nobody else was out here. You got to start catching up immediately. No hanging heads.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the forecast,
got like a gnarly 50 degrees, 60 degree shift.
The forecast all week has been kind of southwest west, and then just last night and this morning it started to say that it might go northwest, and sure enough, right after that general recall, massive right. So this changes things. What this does now, because the wind was from over there, a little steadier. Now it's going to be coming over the amphib base, so the left is going to get squirrelier, and this is a wind direction of 290, 280. So playing the shifts is going to be the big thing, but the wind does get squirrelier on the left. Luckily we have the current going up, so getting these starts off now is going to be hard, because the current now, this pin end's going to get moved way up here, and the current's going to be pushing them over the line. So I would not doubt, although he's going to do a U flag, he didn't do an I flag, he's going right to U. Yeah. The wind is at about 290 to, it's gone to 300, no, it's 300. It's got to be looking at that guy. Oh, look at that guy's angle. Definitely, that guy's going at 280. So the boat's favored, that's for sure. You can tell the fleet's very good, right? There is 0 boats at the unfavored end. The boat is favored, and the U flag is up. So that's pretty gnarly. The current's pushing them over the line too. 9306. So most of our boats are in the 930 range. So we got 9305, 9306. 9310, 9307. Gonna film mostly starts today. We didn't have a ton of other goals other than the ones I mentioned before. We are trying to be dominant, close hauled team. And then at this regatta, we're working on downwind, being aggressive, downwind, pole height, getting that right. If the spinnaker's easy to fly, raising the pole, hard to fly, lowering the pole, tight reaches, lowering the pole until it's perpendicular to the mast, so we don't have too high a pole on the reaches. Too high a pole causes hooked leech. So anyway, those are a couple other goals downwind. It's going to be a general recall, so all the U flags will go away. That's why I just think the U flag is kind of silly. Anyway. Race 1 on Saturday. Okay, U flag up. We still don't have a race started yet. 1 minute to go, and oh goodness, he's gonna have to go with the Z flag. I don't even think I'm gonna film this one. So race 1 is gonna be another general recall. The U flag does not keep people back. That's why the U flag is a dumb rule. Once a kid's gonna be over, they just luff everybody else up and they're all over, and then they don't get DSQ, because if they get a general recall, then U flag doesn't count. Anyway, you watch the sniper ropes, this happens every time. They try to use the U flag, and all these Europeans they just luff everybody up over the line, and then there's another general recall, and then we're just in the same boat. So, Z flag's coming up. Don't know if I'm correct, but I think it looks windier on the left. We got 1 minute to go in a black flag start. So what that means is, if you're over early in the last minute, if you're between the pin end and the committee boat with less than a minute to go, so between the pin end, the committee boat, and the windward mark, you break the black flag, you get DSQ for the race, even if it's a DSQ. I mean, even if it's a general recall. Sorry. Trying to drive and video at the same time. And I think there's more wind on the left, so my game plan would be to start on starboard and sorry, I'm trying to stay out of the pin boat's way here. Okay, there you go. (9310) is Alex and Julia. Nice, first Perry regatta. They look really good. Yay, 9307. Kevin. So the boat was not favored this time. The wind has gone a little bit left.
Yeah, race committee.
9308.
Yes.
I think that's
Like your,
Anton.
number 3 mark.
Great first start. Oh, 9305 is our girl
I can
here.
probably bring it up a little bit.
No problem.
It's downwind, that's the good thing.
This is their first 420 regatta, or second, maybe their first 420 regatta together. Throwing them in the fire.
With spinnakers, it needs to be a little bit higher so they have room to head down.
Race 1, windward mark. Watch the spinnaker sets. Look how the spinnakers will fill pretty quickly. That one was okay, not great. I think that's Olympia and Maribel in fourth. It is. They were heeled the leeward upwind a little and they were just locked in so well. That's a set. Kevin, hairball set. Look at that one, dude. That's a set. See how the sheet's pre-cleated in the exact, or they haven't even grabbed the spinnaker sheet yet. Oh yeah, they have. Awesome. Cool. Good racing. There's Anton. The beautiful South San Diego Bay. I grew up right there.
Yes.
Race 1 coming into the leeward mark. We're on the trapezoid course, so they're going to come into this mark and then they're going to reach over to a finish line right down there. Little orange buoy. I don't think you can see it on there. It's tiny. These guys are reaching already, so we're not going to watch them too much. But again, one of our big things is when we're going downwind, we're looking for boats that are being sailed and not just sitting there waiting for the wind to push you. One of our big goals is to find that line of working the boat and then stop working the boat when we're fast. Like if we look at other boats and we're going faster than them, then we just calm things down. But we don't just sit. We'll heel to leeward and let the boat head up once in a while. We'll flatten the boat out a tiny bit and try to go down. The current is going in our face, so these guys ended up having to jibe because of the current. Olympia and Maribel are soaking in third place here, so excellent job. I'm not sure if they've ever done a Perry race before. I think they've done one Perry regatta, but I'm not sure. She needs to square the pole back. She's got her pole too far forward. That's okay. I mean, they're in third. This is the strongest sailors in California.
Yeah, we're right here.
Right here.
You can drop that right there. You probably have to take that other one to the right a little further away from us.
Still a reach. What an amazing race course.
The right one's probably a little close to us. So drop that one and square it.
The long trapezoid is a lot longer than this course. This is the shortest course we sail. The next one is windward mark, gates, windward mark, and then the trapezoid version. Yeah, look at you. Third place, just gaining. Awesome. Six boats, end of race 1. Here's Kevin and Holland, fourth. They just got back from Miami doing the 29er ODP clinic. Oh, Anton, fifth. So Anton's pole is quite high. Kevin's looks the same. It's fine to have a high pole. It's fine to have a high pole now. Who cares? The leeches. Who cares about the leech? We want power. Getting ready for race 2. This is where it's at. If you want to get good at sailing as a youth, this can be a hit to your ego, but this is where you do it. And the cool thing is if you notice how calm it is, there's just no screaming and yelling. You know, it's just unbelievably sportsmanlike. you know, some of the kinetics are really hard because these boats are pigs, and so you will see a lot of aggressive steering. We do have a black flag up again. These guys are cray. 1 minute to go with a black flag that just went down. Okay, what we learned on that one? The boats left middle did best. Again, I would be trying to get to that wind. You can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's lighter where we are, and your goal is to get to that wind. I would just be trying to go to that wind, and it's gonna be here pretty soon. Oh my God, are you kidding me? We're gonna have kids get black flagged. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Okay, so we are high school students. We're supposed to be smart. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sorry guys. Look at it. Here they are. Look at this. They're just right numbers. Every single one of these boats is getting a DSQ right now, even if it's a general recall. They don't even have to call them either. Yep, bunches of people just got black flagged. Getting ready for race 2, and they just black flagged, I'm gonna guess 11 boats, and many of them are top 10 or level teams. So you're gonna see several teams that don't get to sail. So again, the black flag means if you are over early, you're between the pin end, the race committee boat, and the windward mark with less than a minute, then you get DSQ even if we have a general recall. The U flag, if you have a general recall or a postponement or another stopping of the sequence or whatever, then you do not get disqualified. You get to do the next start. Black flag, they are sitting out this race. And so what I think that means is they get 47 points for that race, because it's 46 boats enter, so you get 47 points. And I believe you can't exclude it. I gotta look it up. I should know that. Jeez. Okay, here we go. Coming up. Black flag is up again. Kind of hard to see. The class flag is the #1 flag up there. And then there's the orange flag at the start line. And the black flag is right next to the orange flag. Race 2, Saturday. So the black flag period's begun. You'll notice everybody's hanging back. It would have been a really good idea to get a line sight now. Line sights work very good after general recalls, and they work pretty better when the I flag's up, and they work even better when the Z flag is up. And I'm in a bad spot right here, so I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna get going here. And I noticed at like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, that people were going, oh, the current is going right to left, so these guys just might, sorry, I'm in a bad place here. So what I was trying to say is I noticed people, I noticed people very close hauled coming down the line, close reaching coming down the line at about 2 minutes. Sorry about that horrible video. But we're in kind of a pickle there, but look how much wind is on the left, just like we thought about. Go on starboard for a while. These girls did a good job, the girls with the white hats. They did a good job in starting down the line. They weren't at the unfavored end. And then they got a lot of wind on the left, and they're getting squeezed right now, but they're doing okay. They're hanging. They got off the trapeze in the high mode. Very good work. And if you're crossing everybody, well, she just went right behind Anton, who had a great start. So if you're crossing everybody, just stay in bad air. I like that. That guy's a pincher. He just put it off and yeah. He just put it off and just got around that guy. Awesome. Okay, I'm not gonna do too much tactics. I hope that starting video was okay, that you might have learned. There it is. Youngest team out here by about 2 years. I think they're almost 11 and just turned 12. Doesn't look like they're using much wind and sheet, and they're not doing the trap load. Oh, there it goes. Trap it. They don't look like they're lifting up the course though. I think course tack gotta be better. Oh yeah, there's just way more wind on the left. Just way more. These boats out here are just dying. Kind of sad. Yeah, got some teams that just gotta sit out in the race.
So I'm thinking if we shorten up the windward one, we should shorten up windward two as well. To shorten it up if the wind stays low.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing maybe 270.
Okay. Looks like the
Beautiful
wind pressure
day.
is just coming back up.
Race 3. This is going to be a long one. I'm guessing it's 2:45. It does get dark earlier now. 4:45 is dark, so we're 2 hours away from dark. That means in 1 hour, it's going to be very light, is my guess. So let's see if that happens. Race 3 on Saturday. So I have to stay behind the line just a little bit here, just so I don't get in the other coach's way. Now we do have a black flag up. We have more than a minute to go. And I'll cut here for a second. Oh, what the heck, we're gonna watch this. The current is going up towards the bridge, so it's going from the right to left. So this is, I would be on starboard like these guys. And you can see they're being very cautious this time. Okay. Nobody's near getting black flag this time. Pin is, this guy should be able to make the pin. 2383, he should be able to make the pin with the current. He's not gonna make it there. He's just gonna have to try to, these guys are gonna have to probably tack. This is interesting. I'm getting sucked into the pin boat here. So what 2383 does is just foots. See what 8914 does, since the pin's favored, just tack and stop. First regatta, like skipper. Maybe second. Never. Race 3. And we'll see if they know the course. Looks like he does. So they do the windward leeward part first. So they go windward gate, then they go windward reach, leeward reach to the finish. So this is the long trapezoid course. Watch the spinnaker sets now. Watch and see whose spinnakers just fill right away.
Seeing a little bit of a
Look at
ray
that.
shift up here.
That's a good set. Bam, black and white kite. That's Anton.
260.
Oh, that looks like the girls. So Olympia and Maribel had a third. Then they had about a 38. And it was just one of those things where the wind died and shifted back and forth, and they got on the wrong side of a couple shifts. And then this race they round 4. Now look at how low they're going too. The black and white kite down to lures. Look at that. That's great. Yeah. I'm gonna do a little video of the leaders. If you move too much, you can really get out of sync with each other. But you're gonna see that the boat, as it heels to leeward, is just barely burping the main sheet out. The crew leans out, and then they pull the main back in. But you can see they're not sitting totally static. Telltales are straight back pretty much, and when he's fast, he'll just let the boat squeeze up a little till the windward telltale maybe moves a little, but not much. So this is a different technique here. These guys are actually sitting in. They're a bigger team. First place team's a lighter team. I have to get going here. Here is Olympia and Maribel. They look really good. You know, she's not leaning back too much. You know, in the light spots, you kind of want to make sure you're not leaning back. See, that was a great deal there. See what they did? They untrapped. They made sure they were right on the wind. Then they tapped. Yeah, and now they're going to retrap. They come out of the tack, they accelerate, get the jib right, and then retrap. She's doing good not leaning back and lifting the bow out of the water. She's staying kind of forward. That is outstanding. And they're heel to leeward a little, which I'm okay with. Tiny bit of heel to leeward. Do not want to heel to windward on these bigs. I'm worried the screen on my phone is dirty with sunscreen or something. Here come the Borellis around in about 2, 4, 5, 6. Here come the boys around in 7. Unfortunately, the boys got black flagged in the first one, but they had a good attitude. Okay, they're gonna do another race after this. Black flag is still up, so that means we have more than 1 minute. Oh, there we go. 1 minute to go. There's the pin down there. You can see nobody's near the line. So these boats down here are like down there, 383, 710. Those guys are in deep trouble. Just it really surprises me that they're that far off the line. Massive line sag. If you go back and look at the last start, you can see that it was a complete kinetics fest. So I'm not sure if I kept it or not. But the problem was, is if you watch that start again, you're gonna see how far off the line the boats are in the middle. You gotta pick something on the shore over there, man. Something over there. And also, do you see the pin boat? There's a guy with a gray sweatshirt on there who is right on the line, calling the line from that end. He's a great line sight. Okay, so the pin must be still kind of favored. You see him having struggles down there to... Okay, he's got that start off, and there was boats at the end were on the line. This guy is, look at this guy right here, 1686. He is so far off the line. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. Look how far ahead that boat is. Over these guys. That's Kelly Holthus. 9050 is, it looks like it's 20 boat lengths, and it's probably more like 12 boat lengths ahead of these guys. It always looks more from here for some reason, so when these guys come back together, it's not going to be horrible, but that was pin favor. Race 4 Saturday. About 6 knots, 7 knots maybe. It's hard to tell where the leech of the jib is, but it is not outside the spreader. He does not have a lot of windward sheet on though, so he's got a lot of leeward and not a lot of windward. And then they move together. Now I'm looking at the far boat. Leaders of race 4. You're gonna see that the skipper and crew kind of move together. They're sitting together. She may be changing the jib just a fraction when they're slow. She might actually burp the jib, but it's not. They're not playing the jib. And then they're just heel to leeward, just the tiniest bit. They're very cautious not to heel to windward. And you see they're not jumping. Okay, then this team has a different technique. This team has the crew in facing backwards. Oh, this is Maggie and Gigi. And you can see Gigi's doing most of the movement on this, but again, they are perfectly flat or barely heel to leeward. But Gigi's sitting back and Maggie's sitting forward, so essentially they're good. And then you got Kelly's technique. This crew has the trap in the hand and just pulling on the mast a tiny bit in the bumps. Finally got my phone to work. My fingers are too wet. Sunday, race 2. It's been dumping rain until just recently. This is a northwest wind, so that means the rain should be going away for a while. We had about 28 knots earlier before we left the dock. Got out here in about 20, and then it's just gradually died. But I can't make my phone work because my hands are so wet, and I don't have any towels to dry them off. So I can get the phone to open, I just can't get anything to work because my fingers are completely soaked. We're all like wet rats out here. It's been raining incredibly hard. So race 2 on Sunday. See if I can zoom in here. Yep. Oh, my fingers are working. That was a perfect jibe. So he keeps his tiller extension in his new windward hand. Then he hands the sheet under the main sheet, which is the only uncomfortable part of that technique. And then he gets going. And this reach in race 1 was above a beam reach. And again, it looks like it's above a beam reach. So when you're coming right here, when you guys are coming down here, you're looking at him and going, uh-oh. This looks like, oh no, not uh-oh, but it's a tight reach. So you would come very wide of the reach mark, like these guys. You'd come way out here. See how he's coming way out here? And that way you can be putting your pole on as you go by the buoy. See how he's like more than 2 boat lengths wide. Now they're gonna go whip, and then she's gonna go fast on the pole. Watch, and as you go by the mark, she just sits down, and he's got the sheet. Yeah. She goes for the guy hook, she grabs the sheet. He did an amazing job of flying that spinnaker. Oh, that's Kelly Holthus. Amazing job of flying that spinnaker, and super good crew there. Here's Anton and Wyatt in 4th. Again, when you're back here, you can see we're going above a beam reach. Okay, here is Kevin. In 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Only 28 boats out today. The 30 knots this morning scared a bunch of people, so they didn't come out. Okay. Sunday race 2. I'm afraid to turn the phone off because I won't get it going again probably. My fingers soaking. Just can't risk my phone. So I haven't been doing much video. I just don't want to get it wet. But it's pretty calm right now. It's about 55 degrees. Pretty light and beautiful. So you'll see how their spinnakers are locked in on the reaches and their mains are pretty tight actually. I think that means a little too tight, but they're just locked in. See that? They don't adjust things quickly on the reaches. Look at that. There's Kelly Holtis, man, his main's tight too. So they're just solid. See how the sails are just solid. These are the leaders of the last race. See how solid it is? It's not a lot of sail movement. It's just locked in with the crew's just easing the sheet a little when it curls, trimming. But yeah, everybody's mains in the top 10 here are all tight. Anyway, pretty cool. Last race. This is the last run of the regatta, and I'm kind of surprised a lot of people did jives at the mark over here. Starboard tack is the longer jive. You can't really see the leeward mark right now, but starboard is longer. There's no need to rush like the leaders. So you would look at that back there. A lot of people are rushing to get on the port. The problem is that the current is going left to right. So we're getting set out towards the bridge. So you want to dig into the current a little bit on starboard a ways. You know, what a lot of people are doing is they're jiving early and then they're coming on dead runs straight against the current, down into the mark, not moving. So there might be a time to do what that guy was doing, but really starboard was taken. You notice the leaders didn't jive for a long time. They started jiving right where that guy is. Okay, so now we're looking at pole heights. Obviously, pole heights are very high. The skippers might be sitting a little further back than normal because it's a little windier. If their jib is soft like that, it means they're sailing very low. They're very deep. So they're not dead downwind, but they are below a broad reach. And the poles are quite, they don't look far back, but they're 45 degrees at least. Maybe third place has got their pole a little further forward. I wouldn't have it quite so far forward, but you know, not many teams train as hard as these guys lately. So they seem to carry the pole quite far forward in this, what is this, 11 knots. Biggest puff of, you know, this is a really nice puff coming in here. Now you'll notice people in the back maybe heeling to leeward. And I don't think these guys are heeling to leeward very much. Right there. Here we go. Rotate the guy back. Boom goes across. Little rock. And then they try to get the perfect angle just above them. See how the jib's out? That means they're on a broad reach. So they come out of the jive on a little broad reach. And that helps the thing fill. Okay, that wasn't a great one, but that's all right. See how wide they come into number 3 to go onto the reach to the finish? They come out really, they set that up if they can, come really wide so that they're going by the mark with the pole set. Obviously it's hard to do when you got other boats around, but watch. She's got it full on in the guy cleat around the mark. Yeah. It's amazing to me how tight they keep the mains. It's just because it's a heavy boat. Jibs are luffing a little bit at the top, especially not too tight on the jib. Just playing the main, never luffing the main really. They're totally under control, so you don't want to be luffing the main. You see they keep it quite tight, but they're playing the main aggressively in the puffs, letting it out.